A soulmate for life, or death. 17-year-old Clea Raymond has felt the glare of the spotlight her entire life. The daughter of a renowned surgeon and prominent politician, she has become a talented photojournalist who takes refuge in a world that allows her to travel to many exotic places. But after Clea's father disappears while on a humanitarian mission, Clea begins to notice eerie, shadowy images in her photos of a strange and beautiful young man, a man she has never seen before. When fate brings Clea and his man together, she is stunned by the immediate and powerful connection she feels with him. As they grow closer, they are drawn deep into the mystery behind her father's disappearance, and they discover the centuries-old truth behind their intense bond. Torn by a dangerous love triangle and haunted by a powerful secret that holds their fates, together they race against time to unravel their pasts in order to save their lives and their future.
Hi guys, this is Jessica with Chapter Chicks, and I am doing another book review for you today, and it is over Elixir by Hilary Duff. And this book was published October 12th of 2010 by Simon & Schuster Children's Publishing. It is the first book in the Elixir series, and there are 327 pages in the US hardback. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, because I thought the exact same thing. Hilary Duff really wrote a book? Like, this is going to be terrible. Hilary Duff rocked Lizzie McGuire. Let me just tell you that. I loved Lizzie McGuire. When I was little, I used to coordinate my outfits as to what Lizzie McGuire wore in that episode. Like, so if she wore something like a t-shirt, I would wear a t-shirt the next day to school. So, I loved Lizzie McGuire. I was obsessed with it, and I wanted to be Hilary Duff. But then she quit Lizzie McGuire, and she did a Cinderella story and a couple other movies, and then she kind of started doing music, and I hated her music. I thought it was really shallow. I thought it was... I mean, I liked the Metamorphosis CD because that was when she was still doing, like, Disney and stuff. But her, like, other songs I didn't really like. I thought they were just a teenager trying to grow up. And that's really what it was. She was, like, kind of more of an adult, but that's really what it was. And I was really worried that it was this book was going to be like that. But someone asked me to review it, so here I am reviewing it. And I'm really, really, really glad I did, because I guess Hilary Duff has been doing a bunch of humanitarian work while she's been in kind of like a sabbatical from doing things, because I haven't seen her out in like doing movies or music or anything in a while, but that could just be because I wasn't paying attention. But anyways, I guess that really like made her grow up a lot, because this book is nothing like her music. It is not immature, it's not shallow. I really expected a flighty book, and that's not what this is. So don't let the fact that this is written by Hilary Duff throw you off, because it did me, and I'm really glad I picked it up. It took me one day to read, because I just was so entranced with the way that Hilary Duff was, or with the way that the book was being done, I guess. And it starts off really good. You're kind of like immediately drawn in, and I really, really, really related to Clea, or Clea, I don't know how to say it, I kind of said Clea. I really related to the main character, basically, even though normally I'll put myself in that main character's position, but this time I pictured Hilary Duff the whole time. I don't know why, but, and I was still able to be into the story, even though it wasn't me in the story, I was reading about someone else, and that's good. That shows that it's a good book right there. And the love triangle in this book is fantastic. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I completely devoured the love triangle. If the rest of this book was terrible, I still would have loved it just for the love triangle. And another thing about it was, it brings in a real life legend, and it like incorporates it into the book, and it adds, of course, some other things, but the fact that it has that real life legend just makes it so good, because I love books that do that. They're probably my favorite. National Treasure is one of my favorite movies, because it talks about all kinds of things that actually exist, and then puts a fantastical element to them. And that's what this one did. Kind of. It's not like National Treasure, that's not what I'm saying. But that same kind of theory. Taking something that, a real theory and legend that exists in the world, and putting it into a YA novel. And that's what she did, and that was awesome. I'm kind of talking in circles, but like I said, I really respected the main character, because there's a line, it's not a spoiler, but somebody says something about how they want to be doing stuff when they're older and like trying to live their dream and stuff like that, and she automatically writes him off because she wants to be around people who are living their dream every day, and I thought that was amazing, and that's when I got hooked to the book, I think, that line. But it takes off really quickly, and it adds like this huge mystery, and this mystery is just all surrounded by this love, and it's so awesome. And I really am glad I read this book. The only thing that wasn't really good about this book, and it wasn't bad, it was really good for a first book, but the writing left a little bit that to be wanting. And I hate to say that because the plot, the characters, and the pace was amazing, but the writing wasn't up to par, but it wasn't bad. And if this was my first book, I would be ecstatic that the writing was that good. But it's also a book that you can tell is someone's first book. But don't let that sway you either, because you should definitely still go pick this book up because it's good. The writing is not bad in any way. It's just not phenomenal. So I'm really beating this horse into the ground, I think. But I just really liked it. It took me one day to read. I have a migraine now because I read it all day and just couldn't stop the other day, and it's just a migraine. And when the second book comes out, I'm going to pounce on it because I want to know what happens next. Honestly, if I would base this on how I used to rate books, this would be a 5 out of 5 because I cannot stop thinking about this book, and that's a big component. But it got a B for me, based on the grading scale that I do now, which I think is a lot more efficient. But on that part, the not being able to stop thinking about it, that's 100%. I've been thinking about this book. I finished it yesterday, and I've been thinking about it all day. But, yeah, I'm going to stop rambling now, but definitely go pick this up. Definitely check it out. It's so pretty, even if you don't like it after you read it. It's so pretty on your bookshelf. I love that font. I don't like this flower because I think it's kind of plain. It's I think I'd be able to remember what it is. It's like a huge part of the book. It is an iris. But I love the font of it. It's so pretty. I don't know. And it's soft, so. Yeah, I'm done. This is my review over Elixir by Hilary Duff. Thank you guys for watching me ramble and ramble and ramble and ramble about how you should pick it up. But just go pick it up.